Hello.
Well, hello. So I couldn't fall asleep yesterday because of what I just said now. So they communicated um, kind of in this time since my arrest that there was one of the highest US Abgeordnete meeting with the Abt. So that's the last article I sent. So the Einsiedler Anzeiger is the newspaper they still have in Einsiedeln, right? And the rest is just that I was scrolling through what happened otherwise. So there was a deadly accident. Oh no, I didn't send. I guess I didn't send you the rest. But I sent you this screenshot, and there were two more things. So there was a deadly accident um, in the same place where Father Patrick, someone died when they were in the 5th gymnasium, and at Urban Federer is under Vertuschungsverdacht. This is from March this year. So that he like lets sexual assaulters be also like hides them in the community in Einsiedeln. So that's basically what everyone knows, but it was an article as well I saw. Yeah. And so yesterday I just remembered, so the worst scene for me with the transport, or like from all the police encounters on Friday. I think they just have to follow orders. And so, like, strange was that the incognito police, the driver, I know very well. So this is a move, but like he had to pretend that he didn't know me. So this is, yeah. And the other one I didn't know. So that was someone from like someone more higher up, probably not from Einsiedeln, right? But he was just a driver, and I know him very well. So it's very strange already that you have to pretend you don't know each other. And so I tried to point out that I'm not this stupid. So the other was not talking in a even remote dialect of the region, and Muff and myself, we are able to talk in Einsiedler German. So like it was, I explained why I was there. So because it was too hot in Schmerikon in my flat, and so Muff said as well something like it's a Jope-Kühler. So this is like a jacket colder, but it's a expression that just works in Einsiedeln, nowhere else. So this is really, and like the other guy from, I don't know, Aargau or something. So this is another canton. He didn't understand what we were talking. Our dialect, the deep Einsiedler dialect, you don't understand already in that part of Switzerland. So they don't understand those words. So I can give an example. So as a rose, Klosterbrot, Trauleter Dorfbach durab. Now in High German, this would be roughly ein rosarotes Klosterbrot rollt den Dorfbach runter. So this is the same in German, but different versions of German. So High German is the written one, and this is my the dialect. So I grew up with because my mother talked a lot more with us in so St. Galler dialect, so from Wattwil. And my father is actually bilingual, so French and uh, German, Swiss German, but he didn't talk much, so that would have been really helpful if he just talked French to us in our early years. Then I would understand, speak that as well properly. Yeah. But then I just so this police. So I have the name noted now. Like this was such unnecessary. So like I had just the socks and the trousers in this well Gefängnis Zellentransporter, so the vehicle, right? And after half an hour, they checked because that was not really an issue for me because I don't really have Kreislaufprobleme, not at all. But it was at least 30. It was at least 40 degrees in this kind of. It's like it's a bit like in a Kofferraum. So it was really. So he checked on me if like I'm still alive, basically, if I'm still breathing in there, right? And I was, but I had like I lost my trousers, so I I I never have underwear because it's bad for the back, and at the moment this Nebenhoden inflammation thingy at the moment. So because I don't want, so I just had so I can show you, but I should not demonstrate it in here, right? But so they just fell below my knees, and with the handcuffs, I was not able to put them back on. But I told him it's fine. I don't mind at the moment, right? And then when we arrived, the driver told me like 3 times, well, eben so halt in Swiss German, but like in English basically. Also, if you were able to put down your trousers, you can pull them back up yourself. And it's just not possible. And of course, it's much easier to let them fall than pull them back up. And this is so unnecessary. And like, if this is not just a play, it's like, I mean, it doesn't hurt much, but in this situation, it's such an unnecessary thing to like ridicule me. Yes, I was naked, but it was not my fault, right? So, yeah. And because of that, so I hope still it's a very slim straw because I remember this Abbas Urban. So he's one of the most brilliant minds. And I know that he is all about like spreading the evangelium. So I don't question that. So in his case, I'm like 1000% that he is not like he is one of the very few that decided their way early on, right? But so like if this was really just like I don't know, a setup, like more like a mock, so like well, I don't know, to test the system. Then I would be fine. Then I would completely understand. But if not, then it's unbelievable how bad it is with the opt as well. So like unbelievable for me. This is just not it's just not a decent human being. I cannot see. So that's why I wanted the Mesta to get rid of this. Like I will not get rid of it, but like that it stops turning, because I still have no idea why, who was like appalled by my video. Yeah. Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
So sorry,
So
network issue.
yeah, okay, I never had this yet. So
Yeah, here is I started hotspot mobile data. My Wi-Fi
yeah,
disconnected. Yeah.
but like for the recording, this doesn't, like, you are still recording.
Yeah.
And how long was I gone? So where did it cut? What
And
was roughly
I
the
don't
last
know
thing
about
I
it.
said?
I see that it's recording and continuous.
Yes, but like, what was the last thing you picked up?
What's the last thing I picked up? Means
Like, I was talking, and then for me it was like
oh,
a
oh,
minute. Where was I when the connection dropped?
mm,
Like in a sentence, like what was the last thing I don't know where I should.
I remember that the underwear related thing is going on. If for your back pay you don't wear that, then after that I can clear. But uh,
No, like, yeah, I mean, so was I talking about, like, did you pick up what I started with the opt? So with Urban, that he is like, that there was this like a US kind of, what is that, diplomat, something like that, for Switzerland. And that if, but like the thing with the trousers and the
yeah,
police, so
yeah. So I trouser things.
that I explained. So like, I would agree that if this leads to that there are no other amok attempts in the future ever, that this is fine with me. But otherwise, it's this unnecessary. And like, this Abt Urban, I knew him from before. He was he once was uh, organizing, so responsible, before he was elected as the Abt is the boss, right, of them all.
Mm.
He's has the status of a bishop, actually, in Einsiedeln. Um, so yeah, like, and he is definitely a highly intelligent man, and like, he's completely dedicated, or was, to the cause, right? Well, spreading the evangelium, I guess, spreading the gospel. And so, if there is a reason to do this, then I'm on board with whatever. But if it's just that, like in this newspaper, so I don't have access here to the newspaper you can just see the titles. Otherwise, you have to. There's a paywall, basically, right?
Mhm.
Like if it's really just him avoiding the truth all the time, then no, I don't get this. I don't like. There's not much of human dignity left in his soul, and this position, like it corrupted many. So his predecessor is from the ones I know, one of also Abt Martin of like there that didn't happen, and he was the first that only wanted a dozen years, not until like 75, just a dozen years and decide again, because that's another issue. Like in the Catholic Church, like the Pope, like they are often way too old, and then you will get never rid of them, as it is right in politics as well. So once they are, yeah. But this was just a thought that I kind of wanted to stop yesterday, and that's why I asked for Demesta. So the problem there was that I well kind of argued with the Oberarzt psychiatrist on Saturday, because I know how Valium works with the Halbwertszeiten. So Seresta, Demesta, Valium, it's basically all the same. It's just that the how you distribute the effect over like the next 20 hours. And the Mesta is basically by far the fastest. So you fall normally quickly asleep. And that's the point. And so if they think I'm too like excited, then my my proposal was that we wait until it's time to sleep with the Mesta, or a volume that is not so that I will be calmed over a longer time frame. And then they told me, especially the nurse, so the male nurse, I don't know the Krankenpfleger, I don't know those terms in English proper. Like he didn't know that, but I studied biotechnology. Of course, I know how those medications work, and I have years of experience. And then this psychiatrist just put this as well, that I'm the crazy one, basically, or that I should stop arguing. But I asked my brother, and I was exactly right. And it's not something like this is something this obvious to me, right? But yeah, so that's stuff that because I just don't know who is the real kind of culprit, the real Drahtzieher, right? Yet, so I just like I have too much of kind of Vorstellungskraft, imagination. I just I think through all the eventualities, right, to kind of avoid learn from this for the future, of course, right? And then I
Yeah.
needed to.
Do you
And
have
so,
any idea for now who can be?
sorry.
Do you have any idea who can complain and who the
No,
culprit?
none whatsoever. So I know which video it was, but that I knew yesterday already. And otherwise, basically, new information was just that around 6 a.m. Yesterday, my uncle called, so the church president uncle in Uznach, and they were searching for weapons in Einsiedeln and in my flat WG in Schmerikon, and they looked through everything, and all they found were the water pistols. Those like we had, even better than on the picture, two super soakers. So we played. My brother, we actually kind of played a lot with them when we were like 7 and 5 years old, I guess. Yeah, that's what they found. So that, well, looks like a chemistry weapon. I guess it has a tank for fluid, but it shows that they did the job, I guess, right?
Mm-hmm.
And since then, they treat me completely different here as well. So, but it was Sunday evening, and on Sunday there is no one here. That's just what it is in a mental hospital, right? And so I have some other small, like, just so to
Oh, what
take
about
notes.
the search for weaponry in Einsiedeln and Schmerikon? Um,
I didn't understand.
well, they search
Just
for
acoustically.
weaponry.
No, I like, but like, we have to practice this as well. So when I say I don't understand, you cannot repeat it the same way. You have to maybe make the same sentence in a different way, because in hindsight I will see the subtitles and then I understand, but I didn't understand at all. Like, can you maybe say the same, because I didn't understand, and it doesn't help to repeat it. It happens sometimes. Your accent is just that I don't pick it up in the moment.
That means, is they search for any weapon to your home or anything related? I saw a text on group that two location mentioned, and they search for weapon. Is this
Yes,
related?
so I have this document that is the fürsorgliche Unterbringungsanordnung, basically.
Mhm.
So there I have a copy, and here they not they, so for the most part they don't even know this, but this is kind of what they know as well. So yesterday the responsible psychiatrist, he has only what this doctor in Einsiedeln wrote, right? And there it's that they assumed I was planning an amoklauf based on this YouTube video. And yes, so they looked in this context for weaponry in the cellar of my parents, and in Schmerikon, and I had the key in my so I had the key with me, so they didn't have to break in, so they used that key, but they searched through everything in both places.
Mhm. Okay.
And all they found were those two water pistols that remotely resembles a weapon, right?
That's the needed, and
I mean, it's
uh,
but they probably have to do that. But I don't know why they suspect me to have, like, I don't know, but I
yeah,
don't know all that.
yes, I
But
have a
they,
question.
sorry, yeah.
There's I have a question that you talked the police, you talked with the psychiatrist. How, what do you think?
Like,
Why they?
Farooq, wait, you have to understand, I cannot put you on higher volume. So it's lower volume than normally, because, like, if they hear me talking
Mhm.
outside, so you have to speak much more clearly, or we have to do it another time, because I cannot
Okay.
I cannot
Um,
raised. Yeah.
I mean, you talked with police, you talked with psychiatrist. What you get that why this suspect you as a threat. What the intention? What they think
Like
about you
like
actually?
I send you the so I don't want to send you more than that this exists. So it's not readable. So this is this form I mentioned. So this is how this works. So based on this, what is written there, that's all we know here.
Okay.
And this is the FU, and I don't even know if this is like 3 days left or 6 weeks. And here is written that they I'm under so that's what the police then has to do. They have to follow this recommendation. I'm a threat so for others. There's the cross, and I have mental disorder, and
Mhm.
otherwise, so those can be reasons, right? And then there is written that because of a YouTube video, they assumed I was planning an amoklauf, and she writes in this doctor that decided that in her view I was not able to distance myself from this. Yeah, so that's all I have. And then
Mm.
my uncle called me and told me, well, because they opened the doors for the police, that they um, looked through everything and didn't find, didn't bring anything with them.
Mhm.
And
And
that's all I have for now. So like, but this was yesterday around dinner, and after dinner it was completely different. Up to then, well,
mm,
they didn't know, so they didn't really talk to me normally. The ones from the so the doctors or the nurses, the Stationsleiterin and so on, right? Yeah, I mean, like but you have to assume when I am under these conditions here that
mhm,
I'm a terrorist, a very, very clever, I don't know, gangster. And
mhm,
so they kind of have to avoid interacting with me. And so it's just some, like that I don't forget. So it's some small things. So I told them I'm probably not autistic, but neurodivergent. And I have this Hochbegabung in visualizing number series. So that was a result of one of those tests. And I didn't know that. Like that would have been helpful to know in your genes now. Yeah, I don't know, but this is like my current understanding. And so I have like an issue that um I, I I notice details. I know like no one in 100 other people I know does notice. But I don't really have a hard time filtering the important stuff. I just have a hard time when so like autism is often the problem that they cannot forget things, right? So they can, there are, yeah, but that's not really my issue. So I don't remember the weather yesterday. I just remember that it was like 3 hours later than it was originally in the weather report, that finally we have lower temperatures again, right? And then I don't think like there my filter works. proper. But if it was important, I would remember everything forever. Doesn't matter how many numbers. If I want, I remember everything. And this is something I think is not like the average like citizen in Einsiedeln. So I don't know any other. So this was also there. I was always like different. So I sometimes cannot understand why they don't get things, because for me, yeah. But it's then that I like introduced myself, and I kind of got along very well with the other clients, the other patients. And so there was, well, I wanted to give an example that I'm really like neurodivergent. So a trick I learned from the doctor in Verhaltenspsychologie, Claudia Terne, is that I switch to English when I get kind of in a rage, because I'm this bad at English that I cannot really show emotions. So in English, I'm like 3 times slower talking, not necessarily thinking, but in this German, and like I get much faster, and I like such a psychiatrist when it comes to scientific discussion, like they, I mean, from a scientific point, they did nothing compared. So again, a doctor title in medicinal school is not even a semester Arbeit. So for like my Firmengötti-Bub as well, in a proper like at ETH, so like electrotechnic or physics or bioinformatics. And so they just, I don't know, I think they like, that is the same issue for my godfather. So they just don't want to admit that to themselves, but it's kind of obvious. So it takes them basically a couple months for their doctor title, and a proper PhD takes 4 years. But the problem is the terminology, especially in English. A doctor, like someone with this title in the context of health, is not much of a title, but they have to do it, right? So it's a doctor in biology, or a doctor in I don't know, micro robotics. That's a completely different thing, right?
Mhm.
And so they didn't allow me to do that trick. But yesterday on the when they talked to me, so that's something I learned. So they can just start in English, and then I, if they tend to stop, I will just stop, and I will switch back to German when they tell me to do so. So that's basically something I learned as well. And well, then it was just that I had to, so they wanted to measure my Blutdruck and the pulse. And then she asked in perfect English, others don't, they are even worse at English than me, but one of them, if she's allowed to put this thingy in my ear for the pulse and the temperature, for, also, like if someone has a fever, so that they have to do that every day here. And I told her, yes, you're allowed. And then I continued with like, it's it was like 101, 137. So I'm a bit too excited, but this is still in the range, especially in the, yeah. And so then I continued in English. 101, that reminds me of the word value of Christina, and do you know the word value of your own name? So, and I cannot understand that most people are not even aware of the Wortwert of their use on the go. So did something stop for you? Can you still hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, yeah, there was some strange pop-up. I never, yeah. But now I could raise my hand here.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes. Okay. Well, yeah. So
And the
that.
situation is improving. The situation is improving, but what you thinking that the situation will go? It will go
No,
serious.
the problem is always that they think I'm too fast, and that is completely incoherent what I'm telling them. And
Mhm.
so I wanted to kind of prove that I'm really like, when it comes to this flair with numbers, right? And
Mhm.
this is an example. You cannot like make up, you cannot play this. Like if you don't see the word values of names, then you cannot do that in this. And then there was this other example with the puzzle. So they are working on a 1,000 pieces puzzle, and I couldn't stop until I had all the border pieces in place. But otherwise, when it's a challenge, I always want to do it. And this cube I shared, right? So this mirror cube, like there is one that tried for 3 months here to solve this cube. And well, that's why I looked it up, and it's basically exactly the same algorithm as the colored cube. So 3 times 3 times 3. And like now that I understand the concept, I could code this. This is exactly in
Mhm.
physics, like that you imagine a cube, but there is no one here that even gets like this is no challenge for me. So it would still take hours to solve it the first time, and we don't have the much better labeled. So whatever, it took me not even 10 minutes to like. So she tried everything with like Google and YouTube like tutorials, and so like this is just it's just a fact. There is probably no one that is good at chess either here on that level, right? And then I was able to go with. So I was not allowed to leave alone, but we like there is so for like a coffee break in the afternoon. So we went to the cafeteria, and this this Pfleger like remembers me from 2023, but we didn't talk. He just saw me like because I was just 5 days, and then I was under medication, always in my room. And
Mhm.
so like he but he doesn't know about what is written on my FU. So his job was just to 20 minutes like talk with me, and then like, it was one of the better dates, if you will, right? So then he told me that he was in construction 7 years ago and had like lifted too much, and then so he has or he had, when it comes to the herniated discs,
Mhm.
it's maybe even worse than in my case. So he has one in the neck region and two. So like and he decided, instead of going into an office job, like so, yeah, to start a new school, something completely different, and that's how he ended up here. And before he was Gebäudetechniker, and like he raged about how bad this building is because it was a star architect, so it kind of looks neat from the outside, but it is terrible from the it's not. They didn't think it through, and this architect didn't think how this will be in a dozen years. So it's like, yeah, and like this is kind of where he would be coming from. So yeah, that was just well, the first like normal talk I had here, right? And then this goes very quickly. So then he just tells the others that this was fine, and then him they trust, of course, right? But yeah, so it takes a while before that they have to. Well, I mean, if I wanted to manipulate them, if I really was this terrorist, that is what's written in the in this sheet. Well, I wouldn't know either what to do, right? And then I wasn't showering in the beginning because I had no proper clothes and I have those scratches, and it was too hot. It was just not possible. So I was well, smelly when I had to go to the office there, right, where they hand out the medication. So yeah, and then there was actually an even better story. So like there is the closed mental hospital for the dementia as well. So this is where Petra works. So she's responsible for 200, but in Uster, slightly kind of the opposite direction from Schmerikon. And of many of them just end up there and basically get forgotten and die because real Alzheimer's, dementia, Parkinson, like it's very taxing on the, like even if this is like your wife or your partner, to see them like remember less than, I don't know, 30 seconds or like even. And so this is on a different floor or a different building complex, but it's here as well. So they are often way older, but yeah. And so they, and like with my grandmother, like Petra says that as well, especially when it comes to dementia, often it's just a way to escape a relation they no longer want, right? So like half of them are just kind of pretending that they are like that because they want to get away from their marriage. And well, my parents as well, for them it's just they would never divorce themselves. They would never admit to that at their age. I mean, it's absolutely not that this is an issue for my parents. For me, the issue is more that this is, again, something they put even above God, their marriage contract, and it's not that important. But like, that's why like half of them, they just kind of want to avoid the world they, like the reality they end up in, right? And I mean, there are a lot of homicides in that context as well. So I think it's the better choice to kind of play dementia in the beginning. And so there well, I think she just picked up that I was for the first time in also since 2020, so that's now 6 years, on the same table soccer. So there's a table tennis, a ping pong table, and a table soccer, right? And so I just challenged for a game. I cannot long, but like up to 3 points. And then I told me, well, now I'm back to the same like soccer table as so, and not much more. Like you don't have to share any information with the others and that, but I share my name. I told them I'm Urs. You can remember Urs Lee. I'm related to Bruce Lee. So if they don't want to tell me their name, just pick a nickname or a code name, right? And then this bell lady or introduced herself as Atlanta. And then when we waited for the lunch, I asked, where is the column to Atlantis? So this underwater ice world, because I would need to go there when it's like 36 degrees outside. And then this, I now even know the name, Lydia, because on also Sunday as well, like there is it was already Saturday. So on the weekend, it is, especially if you are married, the time for visits, right? And so the husband of this, well, the team already was debating if they should put her up to the next floor, right? Because she was pretending to be this demented. And so, like, but she completely understood this with my Atlantis joke, and like, that is not possible if you're really demented, right? And then I dropped by accident a leaf of salad. And I just, because there was one that introduced himself. So when I told him I'm Urs, he introduced himself with Lars. So that's probably true, but like Urs and Lars sounds the same. That's just the closest phonetically. It didn't even occur to me before I encountered that. So I said, ich bin Urs, und dann hat der andere gesagt, ja, ich heiße auch Lars. So basically. But yeah, and so there is like older, looks like a farmer, and he has a very heavy dialect. So I said something like, "Geschah nichts Schlimmeres, Hauptsache das Vieh ist gesund." So this means like shit happens, and the most important is that the flock is in order. So your cattle, basically like that. Right? And then he started like I expected. So I was working on this also farmer's place in Manedorf, right? So he started like they do that. They just, it's kind of praying. I think this is something you do much more, I guess, in like Islam still, that you just mention God a lot. So he just started like he would probably in the past on the field as well, Kreuz, Herrgott, Sternenkeim, jetzt ist die Entzündung immer noch nicht besser. Something like that. So it's just basically, you just talk, it sounds like a curse, but it's Kreuz, Herrgott, Sternenkeim is just cross, Herrgott is the Father God, and Sternenkeim is the Keib is kind of the Leichnam oder of Sternenkeib, the star chosen is Jesus, and it can be turned in one of the worst curses. That's often like with the in French they use Célestie du Tabernacle, something like this is the tabernacle is just this sacred place, and the way or the Virgin Mary can be used as the so like it matters how you intone it, right? And if it's coded as a curse, if you are, for example, like from the Protestants, so it can be the same word basically can be come in language development one of the worst insults, right? So yeah, and like there are not many from here Pfeffers. Pfeffers is you see directly to the place where they filmed the most famous tale from Switzerland, I guess, Heidi. So there is this anime adaptation by this Studio Ghibli. So basically the most famous mangaka. But I mean, yeah, so that's something. And then, well, there is the one from Eritrea. So I started to learn a bit of Tigrish. So to, and I offered him that if he wants, I can try to translate. And that happened as well. So like I just encouraged him to try telling it to this. So one of the nurses is already 12 years working here, and she remembers me quite vividly from 2020. And so yes, I just looked up some words, and then he that was another he's actually surprisingly good at German, but not talking. Just he understands quite a bit, and especially if you talk in slow high German. But like he is forced as a refugee from Eritrea. There are some of the worst wars going on at the moment, right? And I don't know. So like it's like with the mental hospital visits in the past as well. So like for the most part, they just would need someone they trust. And in here, this is something that you don't have. You just don't have it, right? But I don't have that issue. And when I like told like he told me that well, roughly I told him I don't even know why I'm here this time, and then I told him they didn't find weapons now, and that with the super sucre I told him as well, and then like he even mixed with iced tea and syrup, and we have this water spender that can do bubbles, right? So we made a mix that had a lot of what is that in English? Schaum. So that part on top. I had to look it up.
I want to know a thing that what they think how you are mentally stable, and what you think how you are mentally stable.
The beer foam or beer froth. So he made a mixture that had 90% froth, and he told me this I should have put in the super soaker, then it looks like a chemical weapon. Yeah, so that's yeah. I didn't listen. Sorry.
No, I told you that I want to know that what they think, how mentally stable you are, what you understand, what can they think about your mental condition, and what you really think you are right now, how much you are mentally stable.
This is not how it works. This is an illusion. So like,
Mm.
this is the acute station. So everyone starts here when they are delivered. So like the worst criminals, refugees, and like if they are in danger of like self-harm, and so it's not possible. The they have a different job. So that's not something it is about. So in the
Mm.
time you are on this station, there is nothing happening basically, and you will have like one appointment with the psychologist, I guess, before Tuesday. That will be,
Mm.
and they don't like. Of course not. They don't ask you questions like that. So for the most part, it's just very boring, and yeah. But
Yeah.
yeah, also so like this is yeah, and like on Saturday, also already early night, uh, Sunday, there was, I don't know, there was one like they brought in with the police, and like he was drunk, I guess, and he told something about the ex-girlfriend, but he was not like absolutely impossible to calm him down. So the police and had- like they had to help to fixate him so that they, and we, like I was woken up, but we had to go back in our rooms. So yeah, there is like they have other priorities, and they are completely understaffed, and like it's even worse than in the uh, health system uh, otherwise, right?
Mm.
Yeah. So I don't know. Like, but this is an illusion. It's uh, just uh, basically nothing happens, and then there will be one appointment with the psychiatrist and the psychologist, and it's not very long. And like my issue is that in like 7 minutes they normally have to, like, this is when you arrive. The uh, there is like 7 minutes roughly for the lead to assess every situation, and in 7 minutes I will not be able to say much, right?
Mm. Okay.
Yeah. And so that's why you have a lot of other buildings. So like if you go on a retreat for depression, then it's at the minimum 3 months, and this is never with fürsorgliche Unterbringung. This is always with that it is agreed by both sides. So there they know this is not someone who is dangerous for others, for example, and then they can talk much more openly. So for them, they don't know, they know just what is written on this document, and there it is written that I was not able to convince the Amtsärztin in Einsiedeln that I'm not an Amokläufer. So
Mm.
like it's tough. I wouldn't know what to do either. And I tell them I don't even know. Eben,
I- People know in a firstly in a different way. This is hard. If
yeah, I mean,
that's our
so like
documented. Yeah, yeah.
if you are a real psychopath, and I definitely would have the intelligence for that, my mother doesn't.
Mhm.
Well, you would kind of like I would be very good at this. I would be very good at like taking over the world, something like an Epstein business. It's just I don't want to do that because I believe in God like no one other, and an Amoklauf would be some of the worst. That's why, like, I even discussed that with Michael Ricklin, also the doctor psychologist, where I was like 300 hours, that I would have the dignity, the stolz, if I really wanted to take revenge um, on like a K or something, then I guess this would be even worse than just killing them, because that's not really what it's about. For me, this is not revenge, right? I would, I would end myself first. It's just, that's just how I am, and
Yeah.
that's something I tried to discuss already in 2023. I
Mm.
tried to, and unlike with Michael Richlin, who completely understood where I was coming from, and his recommendation was that I would try this with this, like every we looked if there is one psychologist that actually does something like sexual therapy. No, there was no one that do like couple counseling for like incel. There is nothing available, and so this is why I went to this tantra temple. Tina, she was the only one not like 20 years older, and basically the only one. She's from Germany and has this INSEB Ausbildung, so she's specialized to accompany like handicapped people. And so I tried there, and I tried a massage, but like it was too much. The journey there, and I didn't really enjoy that much. But that's this recording I made when they prohibited me to interact with Praxis Ricklin. So there, and it was still lockdown times, so business was terrible for them. So Corona. I had a theoretical tantra massage, I called it. So I kind of all my revenge fantasies. I mean, she has the same name even. So I kind of used her, but just like theoretically. And I recorded this, and I want to discuss this with the like a Verhaltens Psychologin then later, right? Yeah. And that's all I ever did. But yes, I can fantasize about that. And if you want to write a good book, you have to be familiar with all the variants, how you torture someone, for example. Right? In a proper lit RPG fantasy, you have to, like, yeah. And I'm just, that's my Hochbegabung, this kind of like, not losing all those different tracks. And I don't know, like Bach was able to improvise 5 voices of a fugue, and I can code 5 different things completely different things, and I don't lose track of. So my mother is not even able to do like 1.5 things in that kind of, I guess.
And what do you think? How many days you have to stay there, and when they can release you?
So that's exactly the question. So the first question is, does this FU last? A normal doctor can do one for 5 days maximum. So it would last until Tuesday evening, I guess. And that's what will be decided tomorrow. But this is kind of normal because it was the weekend. And so, unlike in 2023, in October, where kind of the same thing happened, like they assessed if I was planning an attentat on this AfD, Alice Weidel, so the leader of the AfD party. That's the far right wing. Like she has a Nazi past in her, very clear, right? But we have similar problems in Switzerland. We have other names for those parties, but the AfD. I think you heard about it. Elon Musk is a big fan of the AfD, for example. Trump as well. And she lives in Switzerland, in Willerzell. And I mentioned that. I just probably not, there, because I already did the Nachbesprechung with Herr Boni. That was the leitende Arzt in Oberwil. It was one day because they already knew, it's again this issue with Kasper Schneider and Bea Küchler. And that was considered null and void, but by the mental hospital, not the police yet, it seems. And so there I ended up not even just one sleepless night, but I was released without documents. I didn't have to wait. My father just picked me up at 8 a.m. And I was delivered on about the same time on a Thursday, I guess. And that's the difference. On a Thursday, there is a doctor there that can decide, a psychiatrist. And like ever, he talked to me 7 minutes and considered it a big misunderstanding because we did the Nachbesprechung there. And I don't know, it could be that it is the same here and I will be released today. But I don't know, and no one knows yet. And this is kind of another issue. Like they are not aware what that does to someone when all those questions are just open, right? Especially, but I would not have been able to handle this in 2023. I would have gone completely but now I can deal with it. That's not the issue. But I will know by Tuesday everything. And I mentioned I will go back to poker. Like it is this boring here. So and then if it's more than 5 days, I will do the recourse. So you have the right, every FU in 10 days. You have to do it in the first 10 days with the CRESP. You will get an appointment with the judge. But normally, just by doing this request, they will release you after 12 days. But so far, no one knows. But I think that they didn't find weaponry, and is already a good start, right?
Um, okay, but the concern is who actually complains, and we don't know the name, but there's no issue. But why they influence it to weaponry finding? Uh, why they take it so serious?
I don't know. And like in
And
this
who
other
complain
in
and
this
how they
in this other
complain?
case, like I try to explain that to my family as well. So like this is kind of anti-terror unit, a special unit. This links special uh, command, and this is not just Canton Trees. This is kind of a bigger thing, and you are not really allowed to know about this. And so I don't know. I
Okay,
might
can,
never know, right? But
can,
what you said last time, yes, there might be some real influential person I got on the wrong side on, and now they tried that, and it's not the first time that the AfD tried something like that or does something like that, right?
and
And
it,
again, it was the highest US. So it's a woman, I believe. But this article I shared, she was there um, right this week. So it was published this week. So like ever that's something yesterday. Well, I don't know. Like ever, I don't know. Maybe this is really that they see hope that finally this story will be told and everything else attached to it. I don't know. That would make perfect sense for me. So if I had proper I would do exactly that. But I doubt. I hope it's something like that. But I doubt it. So, but I will never know. Maybe. But if
um is there anything like that, like you are talking various topics on YouTube, and also some Quranic concept, or Islamic concept, for that they suspect you in a different way, because in many areas,
so, I don't know, but I suspect, and this is of course what they are allowed to do, that definitely since March they have access to everything I did, my phone, everything. But I'm allowed to like a bit those. So I don't know. Maybe it's that you put on this Ayatollah face palm. You never
mm,
know. I
yeah,
don't
yeah,
know.
yeah.
I, I doubt it, but it could be. I don't know.
By the way, they know about you a lot, but there's no extremism. There's you didn't do any wrong. They will not find anything. I don't know
Of course not.
where they will
Like
go based on this.
like maybe it's better they search
Ah,
because
yeah,
like
fear,
with this example with the book I supported of Romano,
yeah.
my flatmate considered me a pedophile supporter, and that's why he, in this time when it
Mm,
didn't work, he was very difficult. So he called the police and let them in to search my room because he expected pedophile material in my uh, drawer. And then what they found were two DVDs with the MRI pictures from before and after the surgery. So, I mean, maybe it's better than the police at least knows you didn't do something like that ever, right? And that's why I mentioned such things like I even paid taxes for my poker earnings, which is basically um, like no one would do that, but I did because I was proud that I was a professional poker player. So,
yeah.
yeah. And so that's something they know as well. Because there was this case with this Albanian fellow, and yes, so I want them to find all that. So yes, I am one of the best data scientists, and if they want, I labeled everything, those 43 gigabyte, if they have a somewhat powerful AI that is not so like the safety filters they had in place for what is it, Fable, and so the one that got shut down recently. Ghost was annoyed as well. From Claude, the new Fable, and I will need to look it up. But the problem is that this filter, that it doesn't stop. Like it's not tough for ChatGPT to read all files in a drive
Yeah.
folder. But
Yeah.
this is not what ChatGPT does. There are strict filters. And so if they would run an AI on my material, they would surprisingly quick find everything, because it's organized like no other data, because this is just, well, even this is just, I don't stop being that's just my nature. I organize my folders. Yeah. I label my screenshots, and yeah.
Mm. Is there already that much powerful to use AI on that much?
not not necessarily, like it's not it's not that different, but like we are not able to properly, and you are not, like, you don't understand I'm not really working together with AI, and there are neural networks you can train on a, like, this is like, if they really look into the data, then they will be scared of how good I am at
Yeah.
organizing this. So this Assange case, right? It's basically the same. You have, like, that was before the large language models were out, and this is the issue. The large language models are terrible at those tasks. So the problem is, many people think this is what AI can do, but you can see it in poker or chess. Like the large language models, they don't even, they are not even able to play a proper, like they make moves that are impossible, and stuff like that, right? But the neural network, Lela Zero, is way stronger than every human being now. They are playing ELO of like 3,600 now, and the best human being in classical chess, Magnus Carlsen, was 2,882. So like this is quite powerful, right, when it comes to this kind of decision making, and you have to be and it enables some very like security secret service. So it allows them to do things that were not imaginable. Yeah, but I want them to learn from my data. So everything they find there, it's exactly why I did this, right? And the problem is that no one understands. So this is what I worked for the last decade, exactly that. But it might be that, sadly, this is basically my hope, right? And it is very close to a conspiracy theory. So I will not mention anything like that, because I don't know. But that's the problem. In theory, this is possible, and I know that on the dark type forum, there was this case with that someone traded underage also material for an in-game item, basically, and filmed that and so on. And this is that the FBI is involved. So they read that forum, and this he is in a federal prison for like I think another 18 years now. So I posted everything there already before. So like when I was in 2020, I had a huge posting spree on post count. So like I even more than what I'm doing at the moment on WhatsApp. So they have all that, and it's not hard to find. Like all the like if you check what's written on the YouTube channel, you find everything. It's exactly for someone that is a bit of a hacker. Well, you find that, right? So, yeah. But I don't know. I shouldn't expect too much because like I don't get why it took so long, and maybe it's still that they don't get it. So far, yeah.
Yeah, we know the system is not running well. That's why we don't know what will happen. Let's see and hope for good. Yeah. Um, and today's recording should it be uploaded on YouTube?
Yes, I think yes, but like you can maybe just label it as a draft, and I will not share this YouTube channel. So
Okay.
I just so you can decide. You can cut together. I mean, I don't think it matters that it is way too long because I don't really have an issue with that. I watch on YouTube always like kind of 10 times speed. I press forward, and I read the transcript. And the transcript is not very good, but your AI summaries are surprisingly good, right?
Yeah.
So it doesn't really matter. Like, yeah. The problem is as well that already in those 3 days, I repeat and repeat the same thing. So, but like, but this is something the YouTube large language model is this bad. But in 8 months, I assume YouTube Studio will work and can all do that. Or maybe it will take 2-3 years, but this is not an issue that it is too long. It's that is definitely on the horizon, that you have like a perfectly bottomlos hübsch like VR girl that does the talking for you, right? So this is definitely coming.
Okay.
So like, yeah. I think I should try to catch some more sleep.
What about your food you eat there? What they provide?
The food was actually quite amazing on the weekend, but actually, so there was a broccoli soup I liked. There was a Mostbröckli risotto, and it's even very diverse so far. But I guess because it's this expensive here, that's not the thing. Yeah, the food was, and there is salads and yeah.
Mhm.
And I got Birchermüsli for, yeah, and you can know that's, yeah. but yeah, no, they like it's just not the right place to be with this kind of back problematic, and this is exactly what guys the Reha clinic wrote in their report, that it's well, it might have been reasonable to do a stay in a mental hospital, but like again for 3 months but they recommended strongly against it because they don't have an indoor swimming hall, and I need a lot of exercise. So for now, I'm alone in the room, but my insurance doesn't cover that. So I will at some point get a neighbor, and it's especially impossible for my neighbor. I'm this like I would not know how I would have managed the last 2 nights with someone in the room. Like, yeah, and I like, yeah, but I think they are aware of that, so it wouldn't work with someone. Yeah, but yeah, I don't know. So for the back, it's just not the right place, and if they want me to calm down, then they have to transfer me to, I guess, back to guys, and there they already assessed the situation. I was actually doing better physically in 2021 than now. So yeah, I don't think it's the right place. So if it's about, but I don't know what they are concerned. So they are not concerned about self-harm, it seems. And from the video, if you know Mani Matter, this Stellenbach-Curry, it's actually more, it's exactly the same. So like, basically this guy kills himself, and Mani Matter is Bach fanatic, and like Abraham, like he has like this Talabach-Kari is basically Jesus in this exactly that, but it's very complex philosophically, and I cannot translate it. And my uncle is a big fan of Mani Matter as well. Knows that it's not that much. It's like 3 hours of songs with very good texts, but in Swiss German, and he doesn't seem to get it philosophically speaking. He knows the songs by heart even better than I do, but like I don't think he gets the bigger picture because he's not that familiar with the Bible and Bach, and yeah. But I don't know. I never discussed Mani Matter with anyone because yeah,
that was sensitive.
normally, yeah.
Take in their way.
Yeah, but I should go back to sleep.
Okay.
Yeah. See you. Ciao, Farouk. Merci. Ciao.
Ciao.